So my elo is now 540. Okay, so I'm white. So I will do my standard kingside opening. Okay, so keep it as simple. Okay, this guy is also keeping it simple. So comes in. So let's just do that. Yeah, so I just castle. I'm okay, that's good. You can pin it, I don't care. Oh, interesting. So he is okay. Okay, I don't know what the hell was that. I should have taken his knight, and that would have fucked up his pawn structure. Oh, I won a pawn. Oh, do. I completely missed this. See, these are the kind of things I want to learn. Why can't I see this? Let's go back. Let's see why did I miss this. So I did everything right. I pinned his pawn, which is what I have learned, that every time you see something like this, pin that sucker. So I pinned it. He then broke the pin by moving his queen out, which according to the engine is not the right move. He should have got his bishop here. That makes sense because you develop your piece. And then I decided, what did I do? I moved my rook here to put pressure on his king, because I was eyeing this diagonal, this, what do you call it? Rank? Is that what you call it? So I wanted to basically have these pawns exchange and then have this hidden check on his king, something along those lines. I didn't know exactly how I was going to accomplish this, but that's what I was thinking, that I would somehow have a discover check on his king once these pawns are out of the way. And in doing so, I forgot that there was an easy pawn for the taking. So I should have done this. He had to do this, and then I would have done this, and boom, one pawn is gone, and now his rook is under threat, and his king is now completely fucked up. So okay, that was a mistake. So I want to clear up the center here so that I have once these pawns are exchanged, I think. Okay, so that's fine. I want to do this. Did he lose protection for his bishop? Yeah, he did, right? This is hanging now. Okay, so should I put it here? What is... Yeah, let's do it. So his king is still, he can castle this side. He can do this. But before he does that, I want to take, if I do this, takes it, I take. Yeah, that's my plan. So this takes, then I move this. If he takes, I bring my rook here, but if he comes here, then I take it with my bishop and apply more pressure. So that's what I will do. Kind of makes sense. That's what I should do. So if he comes here, I can just take it with my queen. So let's put some pressure here. So if I do this, and if he just comes here, oh, I don't have to, my, if I put my bishop here, but it's not protected, otherwise I would have really fucked him. So right now what is he trying to do? He's probably trying to make this move, and I take with my pawn. Okay, I think, buddy, you just fucked up, because your queen is pinned. So you're paying too much attention here, you didn't look at what I was saying. Okay. Let him take it. Come here. Should be able to. So I'm thinking of doing this, forcing him to come either here Or maybe here. If he comes here, then I can do this. My pawn structure is not very good. This is hanging. Oh, this is not hanging, but these two. This is not protected. This is. What? What, man? Why are people doing this? This is really annoying. Why are people doing this? This is second in a row somebody abandoned. It's like they try to play very aggressive, and if when things don't go their way, then they just abandon. So anyway, this was better game than the last one. At least this guy didn't play stupid chess. We will analyze this game in Stockfish. But I was thinking of putting this here, and he could have put his queen either here or here. Now if he put it here, then I would have got this guy, and then his queen would be gone. That was what I was thinking. His king was obviously not castled, so it was exposed, and I had a nice castle here, and he thought he could do something with this pawn, but this pawn, a single pawn, is not really that effective. So I was not all that worried about this pawn. Anyway, so it was not a bad game. 562. So we are 562. We have 10 wins now. So I've got a bunch of wins now. 6 wins in a row. We are doing good. 0 blunder. Yes! So 2 games in a row I have made 0 blunders. There are 2 inaccuracies, there are 2 mistakes. Okay, so let's analyze from the start. Okay, so this is standard, standard, standard. Oh, fine. Fine. Castle. G4. Engine says kick the knight immediately by d3. And I didn't do that. I was like, I don't care. I moved my pawn, he got his knight, I got my knight, he took my knight, which the engine says is a bad move. So the recommendation here is this. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this exchange, instead of this guy decided to take my knight, which, yeah, so Stockfish is saying that's not a good move, and I agree, that was not a good move. So I took his knight, and then he took my knight, and I did this. So far so good. Now he grins his knight. Engine is telling me to move my queen here. Why? What will this do? This is already protected, right? Fine, that's okay. That's not a bad deal. So let's just keep going. I want to see where is the mistake. Okay, so this is a mistake by black. BE7 would have been better. So I had actually pinned his knight, and the engine is saying he should have done this, but instead he did this, and then I did. Oh, so now engine says this is not a right move. So rook fe1 is not right move. Instead I should have done, oh, I should have taken his knight and that would have fucked up his pawn structure. Oh, I won a pawn. Oh, I completely missed this. See, these are the kind of things I want to learn. Why can't I see this? Let's go back. Let's see why did I miss this. So I did everything right. I pinned his pawn, which is what I have learned, that every time you see something like this, pin that sucker. So I pinned it. He then broke the pin by moving his queen out, which according to the engine is not the right move. He should have got his bishop here. That makes sense because you develop your piece. And then I decided, what did I do? I moved my rook here to put pressure on his king, because I was eyeing this diagonal, this, what do you call it? Rank? Is that what you call it? So I wanted to basically have these pawns exchange and then have this hidden check on his king. Something along those lines. I didn't know exactly how I was going to accomplish this, but that's what I was thinking, that I would somehow have a discover check on his king once these pawns are out of the way. And in doing so, I forgot that there was an easy pawn for the taking. So I should have done this. He had to do this, and then I would have done this, and boom. One pawn is gone, and now his rook is under threat, and his king is now completely fucked up. So okay, that was a mistake. So I didn't do that. Then I move. So he moves his knight here. Yeah, this move made no sense because everything is protected here. So I didn't understand this move. Now the engine says I should have done this. Yeah, which is what I was... Oh, so if I had done this, what would have happened? He obviously is not going to take it. So he would kick my bishop. Okay. So I didn't do that. I did c3 because I was trying to then have support for for this pawn. That was my thought process. Now here he says this is a mistake. So I bring my bishop here. Oh, sorry, I moved my bishop. 1 second, what is happening? He kicks my bishop. I take it back. He brings his queen here, and I was immediately salivating at the thought of queen in front of the king, right? Because if I can somehow get rid of these pawns, then guess what? You are fucked. But I couldn't really do that. So then obviously this guy was hanging. So okay, that's why this is a blunder, right? This is a blunder because if you go back, this guy was protecting his bishop, and I think this guy was so obsessed with attacking my pawn here so that somehow he could checkmate me. He was so obsessed with that he forgot that he was protecting his knight. So he moves here. Now his knight is hanging, and I take it. And after that, he kind of I was winning from that point onward. You can see the graph here. The moment I took the knight, see, it jumped up. So from this point onward, I was feeling good. Then he started moving his pawn to kind of threaten me. So I just... Oh, so the engine says I should have come here. Yeah, that would have been a better move. But instead I moved here. Yeah, I should have come here. So then I would have blocked that pawn movement anyway. But I didn't do it. So then he comes one more step. Yeah, I think that was too close for comfort. So I should, yeah, but it's okay. So he comes here. It's still, I didn't really see any threat. So what I did was I moved my pawn and blocked it. I'm like, you are alone. If there were two pawns, then I would worry. You are just a solo pawn. So I'm not scared of you. So I just moved my pawn here, blocked this. And then he brings his second pawn. And I was thinking, okay, if you move it one step forward, I will just take it with my queen. And I also have this bishop lying. So the moment your queen moves out, I will take this. So then I do this because I wanted to, I was salivating at the thought of pinning his queen behind his king. So that was what I was thinking. So I move this. He takes it. I take it. Then he now realizes this is dangerous. So he gets out. And then I had this plan where, again, I didn't really see the plan. I thought I would bring my bishop here and I would pin his queen next to the king, and he's fucked. But I was so stupid, I didn't realize that he could have just put his pawn here and blocked it, which is precisely what happened. So he does this, threatens my queen, and I take it, which the engine says is not right. So why the engine is saying do this? But I think this is extremely dangerous, man. This is how computers play, right? The engine can play a tactical game like that, but I cannot, because this is too dangerous. Now I have two pawns right outside my castle, and a fucking queen is right, the diagonal, the queen is angling. So this is too dangerous for me. So I will never play a game like that. I don't care what the engine is recommending. I will never let this guy sit here. That's too dangerous for me. So I did this and I stand by this. What engine is suggesting may be a better tactical move, but I cannot do those many calculations. It's overly complicated and I'm going to fuck it up. So I did this. And then he moves here. Again, this was a mistake because this made no sense. This pawn is just... I don't know what was the point of this. So I take... What did I do? Oh yeah, I could have taken it actually. I could have taken it. The only reason I didn't was because I thought this would pin his queen in front of the king. So I did that, but yeah, I didn't realize that this pawn could easily prevent that from happening. So that kind of my whole plan was, this whole plan was miscalculation on my part. So fine, I now take the pawn. And the engine says he should have got his queen here because I was going to take his rook. Instead, he puts this. Now the engine says I should get my queen here and give him a check. And I think that's what I did, yeah. So I did that. And at this point, he moves his king. And so I bring my bishop back and the engine is saying, why the hell are you doing that? So what does the engine wanted? Okay, so the engine wanted me to continue this march. And oh yeah, this was a better move actually, right? Because if he takes, then I do this, right? Oh no, I can't do this. He takes it. Okay, hold on a second. It's not that obvious. So if I do this, what? Okay, so the engine is saying do this. So what does he do? Well, he moves his pawn even more. Okay. And the engine is saying forget the pawn, you keep moving. Wow. You are living on the edge. So now the queen has to come here and then you come here and pin that sucker. And now he has to do this and fuck. Wow. So that's a fantastic line. I didn't see this at all. So I thought I will come here and then I will come here and do something. That was what I was thinking, but the engine is saying do this, let him come here, because he can't do anything. This is the problem, right? We as humans, I'm very scared now. This one is almost close to promotion and it's right in the castle now. It's inside my castle and he has a rook behind it. So this is really scary situation. So I don't want to play a game like this. This is too scary. But the engine is saying fine, you're fine, just move this. Now the queen has to get out of the way because this is protected by a rook. And the queen comes here. Now if the queen had come here, for example, then what would have happened? Then the engine says keep marching, do this. Now in that case, he has to take it. And then boom, bada bing. Right? The queen is gone. Yeah, so this is a much better line. But the idea of having a pawn so close to promotion right in the castle with a rook backing it is extremely scary. So I just cannot play a game like that. Maybe when I am 1000 yellow, maybe I can play like that. Right now I cannot play like that. I get scared and then I just start panicking. So I try to play simple. Okay, so anyway, 2 more wins today. Both the guys abandoned, which is not fair. Don't do that, guys. When I lose, like all the games that I have lost, I take it to the end and I keep playing until he checkmates me. And I do this because sometimes people make mistake and you can turn the tables. and if they don't make mistake, that then also fine, right? That's how you learn end game. If you abandon and if you resign, then how will you learn end game? So I never abandon. I'm like, I am going to keep playing until you either kill me, or it's like Captain America. I can do this all day long, right? That's my motto. Okay, so this was a good game. Let me know what you guys thought about this game. Was there anything that I missed? Do you see any, other variations that I could have done? Any blunder or anything that I totally missed out? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. And thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you again in my next one. Bye.